Hey guys, what's up? Rebellious Spirit here.
Mary Truth's here.
And today we're going to do a little podcast because we feel like we should talk about a couple things today.
Yes, definitely.
So, lately there's been a lot of fear over this whole election thing and who's going to come out on top. You know, it's either Trump or Biden, and it's causing a lot of division and fear amongst the people because when people have two sides of something and then there's one opposing side and one side you're for, that creates division because we're all separate here. You know, when you're voting for one party versus another, some people don't like that party. So it creates division amongst the people, and that's not what we need right now. We're in a time that we need each other. We need to be together. We need to help and elevate each other more now than ever. You know, not just because of this pandemic, because of these times. Really crazy times, all these wildfires happening, all these crazy natural events occurring.
So I want to go back to choosing two sides. When we're being told that we have to choose two sides, you are automatically creating a mental divide in your mind because you're choosing a side and then maybe your family member is choosing another side, and maybe you have a family member that doesn't choose at all, and even that within itself causes friction and tension because you made the conscious decision to create a divide in your mind by choosing one side or the other. You are subconsciously creating prejudiceness in your mind because now the side who picked the opposite side that you picked, now you have some type of prejudice against them because they didn't pick your side. So you automatically feel like, oh, we clearly have different belief systems, different morals, different whatever. So you automatically see that person differently. In fact, not just differently, but in a negative way. Just because of this choice that you made to choose a color.
Yep. And it's funny, you know, it's all about color in this society that we live in. You know, we have racism, we have symbols, logos, and these all have different colors, and people kind of give themselves to these things. Like, for example, I'll use PC and Apple, I guess, or Windows and Apple. There's people, that's already division right there. There's people who love Windows but hate Apple because, you know, whatever. So that's already division there. So you see, it's not just the Democratic and Republican Party, it's in all levels of society, you know? It's the way it's structured, it's all division. But we do this to ourselves because we accept it, we let it happen. We're aware that this is occurring, you know. Some of us like it because people like being different, that's good. Being different is good, but if it causes division and it causes to hurt and hate each other, then it's not worth it, you know.
So now that we know that everybody has chosen a side, even those who haven't chosen any side chose a side. Now there's chaos all around us because everybody now has chosen sides. So everything now is super tense. We don't know what's gonna happen. You know, everybody's kind of like on stress mode because there's so many things changing all at once. Especially since the economy isn't where we're used to. Things are very shifty, and not everybody can cope with that emotionally. But this is the time that we start thinking about how can we cope? How can I feel better even though all of this negativity is going on outside of me? So we're thinking, okay, we can't control what's going on in the outside world, but we can control what's going on inside of us. And that's where the healing comes into play. That's where the self-care, self-love comes into play, because you know that you have to feel good even though there's bad around you.
Right, because if you're feeling bad and you just letting out all that bad inside of you into the world, you're not helping anything. You're just adding more wood to the fire. And it's all about that internal work, that internal knowledge, getting to know yourself. It's all about disconnecting from the outside and reconnecting with the inside. All this division right now, we're seeing it as a positive thing. Why? Because it's allowing us to disconnect from the outside and start going inside. Because we're now alone in the house, or maybe we're in our rooms most of the time, but we're in our homes because we're being told to. But in this time that we're in our homes, we have more time to go within and learn about ourselves, learn what we like, learn what we don't like, and what thoughts are ours, what thoughts are programming. It's really getting to know the self. Because a lot of us go through life just living an empty life because we try to live through other people's eyes. We try to be what other people want us to be, but we're not that. For example, your parents want you to be a doctor, but you wanna I don't know, strip dance or be an artist, or both. But it's all about following your heart and following your dreams, and you can't do that if you don't know what you want and who you are.
Yes. And because we are learning about ourselves more and more day by day since March, since the whole quarantine happened, that was really the beginning of us all having the opportunity to get to know ourselves at a much deeper level. It was really like, we saw it as a negative thing. Oh, we can't leave our house. But it's really a positive thing because you have now no excuse to get to know who you really are, to get to the nitty gritty of who you are. Mm-hmm. Some parts of you that you don't really want to admit or that you don't want to face, guess what? You don't have a choice now because now you got the time for it.
Yep.
So it's where now there's a consciousness shift going on because now we're all waking up. We're all realizing, oh my God, like what I knew is not what I know now, thanks to being able to connect to myself more. A lot of people are talking about going vegan, people are going vegetarian, people are doing keto diets. There's so many people that are just changing their diets around. People are losing weight. People are just taking care of themselves on such a deeper level. That's a whole shift going on right now on a world scale. Mm-hmm. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's truly beautiful to see everybody just kind of like together, do this together but separately.
Yes, it's an individual thing, but we're all doing it at the same time.
We're all connected.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's beautiful that we're all making these changes in our lives, physically and mentally. To be doing these things now in these times is the best thing we could do.
Yes.
It's the best thing we can do for ourselves. That's how we really get to know ourselves and each other.
So now that you're talking about that's the best thing we could do for ourselves in this time, now would you say that how you feel inside can affect the outside world?
Yeah, I definitely feel that. How you feel inside could definitely affect the outside world. Because if you're somebody who's constantly being hateful, angry, violent, if you project that into the world will respond back in whichever way that would be, with violence or maybe with an arrest, or maybe something that happens in your life that gets in the way. But that's how it goes. However you react everything is an action and a reaction, and how you act is how the world will react to you. So
by us projecting ourselves in a positive way, taking care of ourselves, loving ourselves, being who we really are, not what people want us to be, we're projecting this shift into the world right now.
Right, because when people see you acting this way, they start to kind of look up to you, and they're like, damn, I want to be like this person. I want to try what they're doing. What are they doing? Or maybe, and then they start doing their own thing or try to see what you're doing to kind of go, something to go off of.
Exactly.
And then it's like a domino effect after that, guys.
Exactly. Yes.
Which is, I think, why there's this big shift in consciousness. Because it all started with one person. You know, one person started doing it, then other people started seeing that person do it, and then they started, you know, it created a chain effect. And that's why there's this huge shift in consciousness now. You know.
So because there's a shift in consciousness, there's now self-awareness. Because we're becoming more aware of our bodies, of what we actually need.
Well, yeah, we're getting there, right? We're not there yet. But
we're in the process, which is what matters.
Right.
We're in the process of taking care of ourselves, becoming more aware and conscious of what we need, not what we want.
Mm-hmm.
We're becoming conscious that depending on what we eat, it's going to affect us internally. It's not just pleasure anymore.
Yeah, it's also a time for letting go of really bad habits.
Yes.
Letting go of people that no longer serve you, just things that no longer serve you in your life. So a
Yes.
lot of, if it's been a rough year for you, you know, you've lost a lot of things, don't look at it as lost. Look at all the stuff you've gained.
Yes.
From the things you lost.
Yes. Change is not a bad thing. It's just a transition to something else.
Right. There's always going to be something else at the end of the rainbow.
Always.
You know.
So, how do we become self-aware?
Well, I mean, becoming self-aware that's a really broad topic, but it's about, like what we were talking about before, it's getting to know yourself, getting to know your thoughts, and also becoming aware of your body as well physically. The two best ways I can think about doing that, it would be meditation and exercise. I feel like these two things together create such a powerful change within a person. When you mix meditation and exercise, you create a discipline that can change your life completely.
Because you are taking care of yourself physically, and then you're getting to know yourself physically because you're taking care of yourself. So like, for example, when you're exercising, you have to breathe. So you're getting to know your breath on a much deeper level than what you normally are used to. When you breathe, you're not really thinking about your breath.
Yeah, it's like autopilot.
Yeah. But when you're working out, you have to be, because you have to breathe to be able to continue that resistance, that stamina. And then the same thing with meditation.
No, yeah, with meditation, it's the same struggle, you know. People think just because you're working out, you know, it's physical, it's hard, it's rough, you know, you gotta be breathing. Well, guess what? At meditation, you gotta breathe too. And you gotta go through all your thoughts, and you gotta know which ones are yours, which one is trauma, which one is just some random thing that doesn't even matter. You know, it's all these things that you have to sort out. It's sorting all these things. It's a workout in your mind, because you're constantly trying to go back into center.
Your brain is a muscle at the end of the day.
Because yes, right, and your attention wanders, because we're used to that. We're used to having our attention wander from here to there, you know, because that's the way society has been built.
Exactly.
To catch our attention.
Exactly. That's why
our all over the place.
Our what do you call that? Attention span is very
short, right?
Because of the technology we have nowadays. It's kind of hard for us to focus on one thing at a time when there's so many things we can watch.
Yeah, you know, and technology also, it's always a new toy every year. You know,
yes.
It's a constant distraction, and we kind of get mixed up in all the lights and all the noise, and we just end up, you know, ignoring ourselves. You know, we're just too focused on the outside world and the pretty things that shine and glitter.
Exactly, it's easier.
Oh, it's way easier, yeah.
Exactly, it's way easier because it's comfortable. It's effortless.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is buy it and use it. It's absolutely effortless.
It is. I mean, you do work for the money that you pay.
Yes. But
the object for. So you do work. It's not effortless, but it's just easier because it's kind of give to you in a package, like, hey, it's all here, you go, you know, it's all here.
Exactly. You don't have to work for it in the sense of like physically like work for it. If you want,
yeah, you mean like you can't buy a pair of abs, you know, you can't go to the store and buy a pair of abs.
You can't buy a pair of abs.
It's all hard work.
You can't buy like resistance or stamina.
Right.
You know, you can't buy complete focus, attention. Yeah. You know, like those are really the important things.
And that's really what you're doing when you're doing these things. You're sharpening your focus and your attention, and your intention too.
Yes, very important. Oh, today, for example, now that we're having this conversation about meditation, we just finished a meditation about like 10 minutes ago, and I was doing this meditation. You probably know the name of it, of course, where I'm literally breathing, and every breath, I put it to like certain limbs, and I like give it heat with my breath, and in my head I'm heating that limb that I'm putting breath in, and I go from the feet all the way up to the head, and I literally felt it. It was amazing. I was like, oh my god, I had never done that before. I used to just focus on one position, which is right here, but today it was like really and I felt like I was so more in tune with my body, but at the same time completely numb. That
I get it. Yeah, that's pretty much you're just putting your intention on certain part of your body. When we really focus our mind on one point of our body, we can heal it just with our thoughts, with our intention, with our positive energy. You know, that's what we were saying before. How you feel inside is how you project out to the world. It's the same deal with the inside of you. If there's a inside part of you that, for example, let's say I break my arm, and I keep telling myself this is never gonna heal. This is never gonna heal. It most likely will take forever to heal, or it will never heal. But if you're positive and you put that intention in your mind that yes, this will heal, this will actually become stronger than it was before, and you put in it's not just about the thought, because there's a thought and then the action. Because if you need to do some kind of physical training for that to make it stronger, then you would have to go do that. But it's putting yourself through that mental strain, because it is gonna hurt. That's what meditation is all about. It helps you focus and sharpen your mind and help you see the path before you and forget all the distractions. And yes, pain is a distraction as well.
I feel, now that we're talking about pain, one of the biggest reasons people don't like to exercise is because of the pain.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's a distraction too.
They don't want to go through the pain.
Right.
But the pain is what causes the health feeling. Like that feeling of I feel good, I feel fit, I feel healthy, is because you went through that pain.
Yeah, elaborate on that a little more.
Like, for example, when you're working out, you work out for a certain amount of time where you start feeling this burning sensation going through your body. That burning sensation is what people consider painful. Okay? And the more you do it for a longer time, the more painful it becomes, until you're so used to it, you no longer feel that pain anymore. And it's just, you just like pushing through. But it takes a while to get there. And most people don't want to go there. But that's what it takes to feel fit and be fit, is to be able to overcome that pain. It's
like adapting to your pain?
Yes, because...
So do you feel that once you reach that threshold where the pain is like, oh my god, I can't handle this anymore. If you just stay there a little longer, like just like a little bit longer, every time, you'll be able to increase how much pain you take.
Of course.
And then this in turn makes you stronger as well.
Yes, there's a limit. There's limits to your pain. Right now you have a limit, but that's not the limit that it is forever. You can push that limit further and further and further, and that's how your muscles can expand, is by you allowing yourself to increase that threshold. If you want to heal, if you want to feel like you're caring for yourself, whether it's physically or mentally or both, don't hesitate to add us on Facebook and Instagram at mind_body_elevated. We are here for you guys.
Most definitely. And look, guys, what we have is the tools. You're the ones with the will, the power to make that change in your lives. All we can do is provide you the tools for you to do that, to make that change, to help you make that push.
Yeah. Not everybody has that push within them.
And not everybody has somebody there to help them too, because we cannot do it all by ourselves. We need help.
Yes.
You know, we are social creatures, social beings, and this is why we need to be together now more than ever.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. We can't allow this obstacle in our environment to cause us to not feel like we need each other.
That's a great analogy for it. It's most definitely an obstacle. And what do you do with obstacles?
You overcome them.
Exactly.
You overcome them.
This is all one big obstacle, guys, for us. A big test for us to overcome or to fail. But there's always two sides to everything. And we have the choice ultimately to pass the test or stay behind and fail. What will you choose?
That's when you should be making choices.
Most
Do you
definitely.
want to care for yourself, or do you not want to care for yourself? That's when the choice matters. That's when the choice really matters.
Most definitely. So remember, guys, regardless of what's happening outside of you, you know, the whole elections, COVID, all these crazy natural disasters, remember you can't control any of that. You know, it's all happening outside of you. All you can really do is control the inside. So they're all just distractions. Focus on you. Focus on becoming better, healthier, happier. That's what's going to make the world change. That's what's going to step everybody into a brighter and better future.
And I wanted to speak about self-love because I brushed on it, and I spoke about how we're healing now because of the obstacle in our environment right now. And so we feel like we have to heal. We have to care for ourselves. We have to connect more to our bodies, our health, our minds, our soul. But a lot of us want to love others, but right now we need to love ourselves first. We can't love everyone without loving ourselves first. And most importantly, unconditional love.
Right, and I definitely agree with that. And it doesn't mean like completely become a hermit and just lock yourself in your room and just love yourself, you know, hug yourself. No, it's just give yourself more attention.
Exactly.
Still, you know, interact with others and give your love. Just give yourself priority over everything else.
So let's be specific, you know, because people are going to be like, okay, what do you mean? People are like, I watched TV for 2 hours. That's self-love, you know?
No, that's distraction.
So what do you mean by, you know, prioritizing yourself? What does that mean?
So do something that's going to do something that's going to help you improve. Something that's going to help you make a positive change in your life. Whether it's losing weight, whether it's training your mind to remember better, whether it's meditation, whether it's exercise, yoga, any self-improvement hobby that you can do. That's what it is right there. That's self-improvement. That's self-love, you know? Whatever helps you improve.
Yes.
Watching TV and playing video games, sadly, is not a way to improve. It's a distraction, entertainment.
Yes.
So it's avoiding entertainment, avoiding distractions, and doing things that are going to benefit you in the long run.
Now, we're not saying to just not, you know, entertain yourself with,
Right.
you know. We're saying prioritize what's important, meaning yourself first, and then you can reward yourself with entertainment because you prioritize yourself.
And that's actually just the best way to do it, really, because then you give yourself a kind of control, because when we're constantly entertaining ourselves all the time, we lose track of time, or we lose track of what we got to do.
Yeah.
Because we're distracted.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, I get it. It's fun to watch a show, or if it's fun to play a video game, you know, the dopamine is releasing and we're feeling great. But in the long run, like, how's it helping us really?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's good to do something for yourself and then reward yourself afterwards. It feels so much better. You have more control of it. You know, obviously you time, if you're playing a game or watching TV, you time how long you do those things. Because, you know, just to keep it in check.
Exactly. Yes. Being more conscious of your habits allows you to have self-discipline. Because now you know, okay, I gotta do this before I do this. And if you're consistent with it, you're disciplining yourself on what's really important for you and what's there just for fun.
And that's the word right there, discipline. You know, focus, attention. That's what it requires, all those things. You know, once you develop a discipline in your life, that's when things really start to change.
So start choosing to prioritize yourself. Because by you choosing to prioritize yourself, you're projecting love on the world, and that's what the world needs right now. We need love, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
The world needs love right now more than ever, so it's time for us to give ourselves love first.
Mm-hmm.
For that to immediately project into this
reality.
Yes, I didn't want to use those words, but you took it right out of me. It is what it is. Yes, this reality, this life we're living right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we say it's ugly and dull now, but that's because we have made it that way.
Yep.
Okay?
We've allowed it to be.
Exactly. We've allowed it. We give it consent to get
And
this
the
gray.
same way we did that, we can reverse that and change it for the better.
Exactly. Because we are magical beings of light, and we can do whatever the we want. Right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So we
Definitely.
can literally manifest what we want if we put our minds to it. So let's put our minds into loving ourselves, to being more self-aware, more conscious of our bodies and our breath and our mind. And then once again, if you need help, don't hesitate in reaching out to us.
Yes. Step into your truth. Remember who you are.
Yes. No, we love you guys, and we will see you guys next time. Love yourselves.
Peace.